What's up? What's up? Let me get this camera straight. All right. Let's get everything together. What's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys have been enjoying the lesson that I posted today. Um, I just want to kind of touch on some things in regards to what we taught today and in showing you how to really tap into the sauce. So, the sauce comes from a lot of different elements, right? It's comes sometimes from the simplest, most simplest thing. You don't have to wow um, people in the sense of trying to draw all your tricks, right? It's not about trying to show how many tricks you got or how many chops you got. That's not really what it's all about. It's more so about placement. And I cannot stress the importance of how wonderful placement is. Placement is a very beautiful thing when done the right way. So you can have a lot of tricks and a lot of chops and a lot of stuff, but if it's not placed the right way, it's not going to be effective. And if you have simple stuff, but if you place it the right way, that's what's going to make your stuff sound that much more pronounced and also to make yourself sound that much more better. And people are going to be like, oh man, like, yo, the stuff that you're doing. But when you start to kind of think about it and you start to analyze it, you realize that it's really more simple stuff. Simple is effective. You trying to throw out all these chops and trying to show everything that you can do. If your timing is horrible, if your placement is bad, then it's just not going to work out for you. So you really want to be more mindful about ensuring that you're able to capitalize on the simplicity, because if it's simple, you're going to be able to duplicate it over and over and over again. If you cannot duplicate it, then it's just your one trick pony. You're not gonna be able to just do a whole bunch of stuff. So those are some of the things I want you to start to think about whenever you start to approach your playing. Not just about trying to wow people with all your chops and your movement. It's more so about how you are using the simple things, but you're placing them in the right places. It's all about placement. So for those people that are just kind of coming in or whatever, if you're brand new to this channel, I tell everybody go ahead and subscribe and click the bell to be notified, because like you said, I mean, you never know when I'm going to hop on here. I'm going to be from time to time, I'm going to be hopping on here and I'm going to be doing training. I'm going to have conversations where we're going to talk about guitar gear. We're going to talk about all types of stuff. And whenever I drop a new video, you want to be aware. Also, for those that are just brand new to this channel and you never heard me talk about something, I'm going to talk about Kerry's Camp really quickly and just how what it is. So Kerry's Camp is like a guitar community, and ultimately what I did is I took the time, like over the last 3 or 4 years, really just compiling and really fine tuning what kind of lessons that I feel will help the beginner guitarist, the intermediate guitarist, and the advanced guitars, depending on where you are in your life. And with my team and my staff, we got together and we figured out roadmaps that are going to help you go from one point to the next, depending on what you want to do with your craft. And not only do we do that, I do lessons on acoustic guitar, acoustic players that want to learn how to play R&B, people that are brand new to learning how to play R&B. We also have gospel classes and a gospel master class, because I want to help the players, because I grew up in church. I know what it feels like to not know how to do certain kind of movements and you just feel frustrated. So Kerry's Camp is a whole gamut of a lot of different things. We have a forum where we talk to each other, where we help each other grow. I do a live Q&A. I do song request tutorials. There's a lot of things in Kerry's Camp that when I say I really help you unlock the fretboard and really learn how to play to your full potential, I really mean that. And the difference between us and a lot of other people that talk about doing what we do is I legit care. Like, I mean, and not that they don't care, but I'm just saying I'm at a point in my career where I don't have to try to achieve to the next level. Like I played at the highest level. And just to give you kind of a rundown of who I played for, I played for Jason Derulo, I played for Sean Kingston, Ty Dolla $ign, Tyrese, 2 Chainz, Tori Kelly, Ledisi, Chrisette Michelle, Melanie Fiona, Michelle Williams from Destiny Child. I play with a whole lot of different artists at the highest level, and the same techniques and the things that I've used to play for those people and also played on a lot of different records. I'm going to teach you those same philosophies and those same fundamentals and ideologies when it comes to guitar, because there's so many different kind of gray areas and we're not really sure. Do you have to have schooling? Do you need to go to school? I didn't go to school to play guitar. I went to school for criminal justice. I joined the Army. I joined straight out of high school. I am considered a late bloomer because I started playing professionally when I was like 27, close in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? So I I broke all of the norms. So I know what it takes in order to be able to be great. And so I want to help share that with you. And so that's what Kerry's Camp is. And so to celebrate the fact that I hit 100,000 subscribers, I've opened it up recently. You have until the end of the month to join for 6 months at $97. And I'm saying this because I never really do anything like this at that price point, because there's so much value that's inside of Kerry's Camp, and I don't want you to miss out. So if you're brand new to guitar, if you're brand new to R&B, and you want to really learn how to do it, I'm telling you, this is the time to jump in while the water is hot. You want to definitely jump in now and take full advantage of that. So if you want to take full advantage of that, you can just go to kerryscamp.com/100. So that is KERRYSKAMP.com/100. And it's an opportunity for you to go ahead and be a part of what we have. It's a community where we're teaching guitarists literally all over the world. And I'm taking the time to help each person grow in their craft, because we have enough lessons, we have enough modules. I talk about my 5-step plan that where it's going to help you out to understand about, even if you have problems and you struggle with ear candy, I'm going to show you how to work on your ear training so you can develop that. We have a video chord library. Most people or most places that I've gone, they have like the diagrams, but you can't hear it. I mean, everybody can't learns at a different level. And I took that into consideration when I was making Kerry's Camp. I realized that some people are audio, some people are visual. So I tried to make everything work so it will work the best for the student. And the great thing about what we have at Kerry's Camp is it's at your own time, it's at your own leisure. You can look at it from your phone, from your laptop, from your iPad, whatever the case may be. If you only got 10 minutes a day, you can stop where you are 10 minutes a day and you can come back to it. So that's the great thing about Kerry's Camp. I try to take in consideration all of the tools that I use, and we're constantly growing. We didn't just, okay, we did 20 videos, and we don't have 20 videos. We have well over 600 videos and counting, because I'm always constantly working on products and different lessons and listening to the feedback, what you guys are telling me. You want to know how to do this, or I have a question about this. When it comes down to even about tone, I know people have been asking me, how do you get your tone? How do you get your tone? How do you get your tone? All of that is in Kerry's Camp. I really go through and I explain all of the gear that I'm using, how you can use it all in one. When I talk about all in one, I'm talking about those pedal boards that have everything in them. It's like one shot, like a Boss ME80 or a Helix, or if you have stump boxes, I'll show you how to do that, or how to fine tune your amp and find the sweet spot. That's really what we do. I take the time to really show you how to do it by the numbers. And I talk at a level, it doesn't matter what level you're on. I try to speak to you and ask questions. That's one of those things. You can ask questions. We have a live Q&A. Speaking of live Q&A, we have a live Q&A coming up next month. So if you jump in now, you're able to join, being a part of that. And even if you're not available to be a part of the live Q&A, we record everything so that you can go back at a later date and watch at your leisure. So if you had a question, you can submit your question ahead of time, and we could take the time to really help you understand how to unlock the fretboard. That's really what it's all about. It's about taking the time and consideration to really show you guys how to go in your craft. So let me go back and look at some of these things, because I missed a couple things while I was on my soapbox talking about it. All right. Do you use Marshall amps? I've used Marshall amps when I've done pop gigs. When I was out with Jason Derulo, I definitely use Marshall amps. And I use Mesa Boogie amps, like the rectifiers, the big half stacks. That's what I use. You're so dope on the guitar, man. My mind is blown. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Hey, thanks for the lesson. Are you familiar with Justice Durr? He's he's the reason I've been playing guitar for the past few years. I don't know who that is, but I'll definitely try to check him out. Love your playing. If you want to play like Justice, learn jazz. Okay, cool. You're the best. Yeah, I can play a major 7 chord, and I can do simple improvisations, and started learning arpeggios, but wanted to learn a bit more info. So if you want to learn a bit more info, like I just said, you can go to kerryscamp.com/100 while the water is hot. At this price point for 6 months, you can join for $97. And I'm telling you, there's so much stuff that if you that's why we develop roadmaps. It can be overwhelming because it's so much information. So it's like you're getting more than your money's worth. So go check it out. Please check it out. I would love to have you be a part of the camp. Just join the camp. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, so excited to have you a part of the camp. Like, really, that's really dope. How can I be as smooth as you? Chris, you can join Kerry's camp, and I promise you I'm gonna show you everything I got. I'm not one of these people that's like, play this and do this and I'm gonna do this so that way. Nah, I'm gonna show you exactly what I do so that way you can play at the highest level, so that one day if you desire to play at the highest level, I can turn on the TV with my kids and be like, yo, that person is a camper. Yo, they on stage killing right now. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I am. That's how I play. That's how I teach. That's how I want to show you guys how to grow and learn That's because I never want to withhold anything. You know what I mean? So let's start looking at this. It says, how do you start playing with other people? I feel I'm at an intermediate level. So Maurice, what you have to do when you're playing with other people, you definitely have to listen and you have to clearly define what your role is. So if you're playing in a band, they're like, yo, we don't need you to chord. All we need you to do is play rhythm. You need to play rhythm. Or we need you to grab all the lines. You need to clearly define what your role is so that way you know how to be a part of that band. How to expand my musicality. That's what's up, yo. That's what's up. You have a nice for church. No, it's definitely not, because the louder you turn it up, it's going to start to break up. And even if you have it mic'd, it's going to be hard to like get over an organ, get over drums, get over bass. It's really going to be hard for you to do that. Bro, you're amazing. Inspirational is all. You've taught me so much. That's what it's all about. It says I have a Fender Blues Junior. Yeah, I would definitely, you're gonna have to upgrade your amp, Gospel Chops, because that amp is going to definitely crack out. It's not enough power. I'm about to join right now. Yo, welcome to the camp. That's what I'm excited about, having you guys be a part of this community, because we're constantly growing. Like, we're growing. So you want to get in now while the water is hot. I'm telling you. I've learned a lot from your R&B beginners guitar course. That's what's up on your website. I appreciate that. So yeah, so back to the lesson I was telling you about. It's about simplicity. Like, it's about simplicity. What amp would you recommend? Like, so depending on your budget, Gospel Chops, I would say you could look at a Fender Hot Rod. You could look at a Fender DeVille. You want something that way it's got power. So I would say if you're definitely playing in a church, depending on how large the church is, you might want to look at a Fender DeVille. So that way you can kick some butt. You can melt the paint off the walls, because you have to compete with an organ. You're gonna have to compete with drums. You're gonna have to compete with a bass. You have to compete with a PA system. Depending on how the church is set up, I would suggest getting a Fender DeVille. But back to what I was saying, like simplicity. Sometimes less is more, and then placement is so important. You know, some people might feel like, oh, the double stop movement, like that's kind of basic. True, I promise you, like if I'm on stage, that placement of the double stop movement can be so effective. The small, simple hammer-ons, you don't have to wow them and do the hammer-on tree. Like I see a lot of these videos, and I'm like, you would never use that on a gig, because it would never happen, because you have to compete with the singer and find a place, and you can't do all that. So you have to find the simple things and use it to be effective whenever you're playing in those particular settings. Even if you're playing at your house and other people are singing or around the campfire, whatever the situation may be, less is more. Simple licks, simple movements in order to make it sound tasteful and feel really good. Kindly share some R&B links. So Les, if you want some R&B links, it is KerrysKamp.com/100. There's plenty of R&B on there. What up, bro? I know a lot of chords, do not know the names of them and the keys. Will this class help me? Yes. So Dino, there's a video chord library that it tells you the name of the chord, it shows you how to play the chord and the different inversions of the chord. So yes, definitely stuff like that is going to definitely help you out. Appreciate the layout of the camp website. The modules are helping me out a lot. Yo, Rodney, that's what it's about. I wanted to try to make it user-friendly and simple for you, because that's the whole point. How do I stop feeling clumsy when I play? So you have to start working on pick accuracy and string accuracy. So you may have to look down, slow it down, make it slow, so that way you understand how to get it underneath your hands. Once you have it underneath your hands, then start to increase the speed. I would like to know how to connect doing a major and minor scale run. So you have to go to the camp. Go to the camp. I'm telling you, everything that you need to know is in the camp. I talk about all that kind of stuff in the camp. My playing has been getting better every time I pick up my guitar. Thanks for your videos. I've been putting the sauce in my playing. I appreciate that, Sean. I appreciate that. That's what it's all about. What was your old amplifier called? It was an MX amp. So that MX amp was a 15-watt amp, but I'm telling you, it was big as jacks and heavy as jacks, but I could only use it in the studio. I couldn't use it out in a live setting. Is there a Black Friday sale on the camp? This technically is a Black Friday sale, because the $97 price point is not something that we normally do. And for 6 months, that's not something we normally do. So you want to hop in right now. Go to kerryskamp.com/100. That is KerrysKamp.com/100. Bobby Womack, that's the way I feel about you. You would slay that. So I used to play that with Calvin Richardson I'm telling you, we used to play that song. I used to play that every night when I was out with Calvin Richardson and I was playing on the Chitlin circuit. So yeah, I used to play that song with Calvin Richardson all the time. So I'm very familiar with that song. That is a definitely, we used to kill that song every night. Hey Kerry, I want to take my Squire Strat to get it set up at Sims Music. What should I tell them to do if I want more of an R&B sound? So it just depends. It depends if you want to change out the pickups, if you want to make the bridge to float, if the action is too high. You want to tell them like if the action is too high, lower the action. If the frets kind of corrupt your hands and they rub your hands the wrong way, you want to tell them to file down the frets. If you have a floating tremolo bar, you want to tell them to make the bridge float. There's a lot of different things that you could do in order to make your guitar feel better and sound better. Can you do a tutorial on old school chords you use? They sound so pretty. I would probably have to put that on the list, but I'll put that on the list. So King, if you have a question about how to pay for the course, please email support@kerry2smooth.com. The only reason why I say this is because a lot of times I lose sight of who said what and what. I just want to keep track of that. So if you could email support@kerry2smooth.com, that'll help me respond to you in a timely fashion and keep everything in order. So I appreciate that. How do I approach the church atmosphere? I'm a camper, but the techniques you're teaching me are not translating to my gospel master classes. Are you using that? Are you playing at a church that has CCM? All of the principles work. You have to just understand how they want you to play whatever they want you to play, and you can play using the techniques that I'm teaching you. I'm telling you, I've played at one of the biggest churches where we had well over like 12,000 members. I've played on stages with huge gospel artists, and I've used all of these principles. So I'm not teaching you something that I know that does not work. I'm telling you, it definitely works. You may have to just understand like what kind of church are you playing at. Depending on what kind of church you're playing at will determine what kind of courses you need to like focus on inside of Kerry's camp. Do you sometimes lack inspiration or you always find something new? Yeah, we all hit a wall. We all hit a wall at times, but what I'll do is if I'm lacking inspiration, I'll go on Spotify or I'll go on YouTube and I'll type in just different kind of genres of music and listen to it until something grabs me. There's a lot of times when I'm like lacking motivation, I might listen to some Afro beats or some soca music or just some pop or whatever it is. It's something that'll grab me up, be like, yo, that sounds really dope. Let me grab my guitar. So you got to find various ways to kind of jumpstart yourself. All right. Could you put the email in the chat? Yes. It's super simple though. So it's just support@Kerry2smooth, just the same handle that I have for my channel. So support@Kerry2smooth.com. Man, I think I'm going to join. That's what's up. You've been giving me so much free content on YouTube. It says I bought the beginner course. I just want to be good enough to start gigging. Maurice, we can definitely help you do that. That's the whole point of the roadmap, is going to tell you where you should be at, where you are, where you should be at, and how to get to the next level. That's the whole point. We're going to definitely help you do that. So Gospel Chops, if you are a camper, like what you need to do, which is when you go into the live Q&A, just say that, yo, tag the video, use the URL, let me know exactly what video and what time it was. That way I can know like, okay, this is what he's talking about. All right. Can you make a video where you talk about your life? I'm curious to know how you grew up. So if you want to know about my life, I got plenty of like all types of videos that I've talked to on Kerry's Camp that really tell you about how I started. That's all in my bio. I promise you. All of that stuff is in my bio. Do you do Skype lessons? No, I don't do Skype lessons. That's why I do Kerry's Camp. That's why we have everything on Kerry's Camp. So if you go to Kerry's Camp, like I said, right now, jump in while the water is hot. We're doing it like we're doing a special that we're running because I hit 100,000 subscribers, where it's $97 for 6 months. That is KerrySkamp.com/100. I'm most likely going to sign up. Oh, you should definitely do it. You should definitely sign up. All right, I'm kind of new to this channel, and I like your playing, and I've learned sign, seal, and deliver from your videos. That's what's up. That's what's up. I joined last night. Josh, that's what's up. Yo, welcome to the camp with an organist and a piano. Piano. So yeah, you definitely need something that's gonna kick. So I would say if you don't want to spend that much money on DeVille, you should probably get like a hot rod. But that the 15 watt is not gonna be enough power. Hey Kerry, how do you like the hot rails and the little 59 pickups? Or what are your thoughts about them? The 59s are cool, but they're a little too hot on some of the stuff, especially like I have to turn everything down. So that's the only thing. And that could be because of like my tech raised, like he could have put them in too high. I may need to lower them, but they sound great. So King Finesse, the email is actually in the chat. So the email is in the chat. I just ordered a new guitar today. Dope. Daniel, what kind of guitar did you order? Do you think it's bad? Do you think bad gear can stop us from getting better? Yes, because it'll limit you. Because if it can't stay in tune, if it can't do various things, then it's hard for you to continue to grow. Like you can learn concepts, but if your guitar is always out of tune, you don't know what chords you're playing. And so it's very frustrating. So you want to find something that's like that can definitely grow with you. Oh, dope, dope. That's nice, Daniel. That's nice. I use Antique from Seymour Duncan, and they are super great with R&B chords. That's what's up, Josh. How do you separate gig practice from practice to get better? So it's simple. Like if I'm gig practicing, I'm only going to practice the songs that I need to do. Now, if I find an area that I'm weak in, then I want to focus on that for practice. That's a simple fix. Um, I work a lot of the times, and I do have practice. It says and I'm playing at the next gig. Any insight on how to be a gigging musician? So Supreme, if you want to be a gigging musician, you have to network within the community that you're in. So I would look and see if there's like a community that people are doing gigs. Or if you find local singers, be like, yo, if you need a guitar player, I'm here. This is my rate, blah, 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 blah. It's all about networking and developing relationships. Relationships is the biggest currency that you can potentially have because that will lead you to the next gig and the next gig and the next gig. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you're out at a gig or if you're going to watch other people play, like by all means, like, yo, let me grab your Instagram, let me follow you. And then in your Instagram, you need to start showing videos of you playing so people can be like, oh man, he's super talented. Yo, what do you got going next week? I need a guitar player. Whatever the case may be, that's how you're going to continue to keep getting gigs and networking and stuff like that. I'm planning on getting a Squire Classic 5 and putting triple shots. Ooh, Zachary, that's about that guitar about to sing, bruh. That guitar is about to sing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that guitar is about to sing. All right, I'm gonna read this, but that last part, ooh, boy, the $97 is a great deal. 16 bucks and some change a month. You could do the first, I said you could do the try first, the test drive for free. Oh yeah, we're not gonna say that last War Seagull because you know this weekend it's about to go down. Roll Tide. Listen, we stay ready. We stay ready. And this is just for the people that are watching. It's Iron Bowl this weekend. It's like it's a little rivalry between Alabama and Auburn. So somebody in the said some War Seagull in the comments. So I'm gonna let them know, listen, it's Roll Tide all day. You see, we got 17. I'm about to get 18 on there. You know what I'm saying? We don't never play with y'all. We about to fall for the okie doke this year. We're about to beat y'all. How do I add R&B sauce to my chord progressions? And also, do you have any pointers on string bending? So Davion, if you watch the last lesson, I show you some different kind of techniques and tools. But if you want to know even more how to do that, you should definitely sign up and become a camper. It's KERRYS KAMP.com/100. So we can really show you how to add the sauce to your playing. And when it comes to bends, you don't want to overextend the note. You have to be careful not to go in and out of the note too much because that's going to make your pitch sound horrible. And if your pitch is horrible, then nobody's really going to, it's not going to be pleasant to the ears. So you have to learn like the technique of learning how to finesse it. You want to finesse when you're working with bends and you're doing stuff like that. That's what you want to work on. I'm not even an R&B player at all, but the chord progressions are fascinating to me. That's what it's all about. Listen, we want to intrigue you, man. Put your toe in the water, man. That's all we want to do. Put your toe in the water. You know what I'm saying? One of the last good channels on YouTube. I appreciate that. Always eloquent and easy to understand. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Stevie. That's what it's all about. How can I get lessons? So, Mark, if you want lessons, right now you should go become a member of Kerry's Camp. You should join right now. So the website is KerrysKamp.com/100. You can join right now for the next 6 months. You have until the end of the month to only do it. It's $97. So you should definitely jump in right now. So I can give you lessons to help you grow in your craft. I have a standard American Strat. Do you need to upgrade? It says, what do I need to upgrade it to an HHS? So you're probably gonna have to reach out to, I would suggest somebody like Lambertones, right? And tell them what kind of stretch you have, what body style you're looking to try to go to, and they can probably do something that's already pre-packaged for you. How do I play at a non-R&B gig? Just curious. It's the same concept, the same concept. You want to definitely network. You got to go to other gigs that other people are playing at, right? You should definitely be like, yo, if there's anybody in the band or a singer, like, yo, let me grab your Instagram. You grab their Instagram. On your particular channel, you got to showcase what you're doing, what you have. Because even if you grab my Instagram and I don't know that you play, why would I ever suggest like, yo, I got a gig that I can't cover? I would never know that you play. So you got to showcase what you can do on your Instagram. Instagram is kind of like the new business card, right? I'm not going to give you a business card. Be like, yo, let me grab your Instagram. Just follow the person, like a couple videos. So that way be like, yo, who liked all my videos? Then they can kind of go see what you do. That's how you do it. So it doesn't matter if it's an R&B gig, don't matter if it's a church gig, don't matter if it's a pop gig, don't matter if it's a country gig, whatever the case may be, that's how you want to network and start to go and like, let people know what you do. Use social media as free advertisement for what you do. So like if you go on my Instagram, you see that I play guitar. I don't just talk about like, oh man, if I go to a gig, like, yo, man, I play guitar. But if you go on my Instagram, I don't see nothing of me playing guitar. You don't know what I can and can't do. I might be the right fit for this gig, but you would never know. So you got to use your social media as a free way to advertise for yourself whenever you're going to try to network in order to try to get a different gig. Doesn't matter what the genre is, that's how you do it. I've only ever played acoustic and I'm looking for an electric. What would you recommend, Ben, between a Les Paul Strat? So I tell people all the time, Strats are just super simple. So I would say start out with a Strat because it's extremely versatile and you can do a lot of things with a Strat. Now, once you start to play a Strat for a long time, then you can start to branch out and start figuring out what other stuff that you like. Hey, Kerry Too Smooth, did you ever play with Rance Allen? I've never played with Rance Allen. What music composition or editing software do you use? I use Logic. I finally have my own computer and now would like to make my own music. So you can use Logic, you can use Pro Tools, you can use Ableton. That's what a lot of people use. So there are a lot of different things that you can use. It's called content marketing. Definitely, definitely. Interesting concept for Instagram. But I was wondering about you. What kind of gigs have you played? Have you played any rock gigs? Okay, so I played pop gigs. I played gospel gigs. I played R&B gigs. I've done some rock stuff. So I played with this black rock band called Blackwater. And if you listen to their stuff is like, it's a 3-piece and they kick ass. Like they play like, so I've played everything. I mean, the only thing that I've never played for real, I've never played country music. But I've played on some country records, but I never physically played out live, so. How about high energy funk? Like there's moments on stage and we'll go to like a high energy funk. Like if I play for Legacy, there are moments on stage that she'll 1, 2, 3, 4. We've done all that stuff. I've done that stuff with Jason Derulo where he's like, hey, Mal, like play this chord. But then ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it, ding. Like I've done all this stuff. I've done the Prince gigs. I've done the Prince tributes. I've done all of this stuff that you can possibly think of. I've done majority of everything from the lowest level, from like mom and pop shop, coffee shop, to the Chitlin circuit, to I'm playing local levels in LA, to I'm playing major gigs, so I'm like on major recordings. I've done it all. I've done TV, been in magazines. I've done it all. Like, I'm not just saying it just to just be like whatever. I'm just saying because it's real. Fender Eric Clapton is a great guitar. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I just bought a Squire Contemporary Stratocaster. Think I'll be signing up for Kerry's camp. Yo, come on. Yo, we welcome everybody. Everybody. Doesn't matter. We welcome everybody. Who's your favorite rhythm guitarist? That's a good question. I don't think I have a favorite rhythm guitarist. Don't think I have a favorite. Thank you for all you do and your viewers. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Can we collab? Sure, man. Shoot me an email. Let me see what you got. Hands down, Bama. That's what's up. Ba, bam, ba, da, ba. Let me go back and read some of this other stuff. Have you thought about doing guitar workshops like the Guitar Summit? I've been a part of the Guitar Summit several years in advance. I've played on the main stage. I've taught acoustic lessons. I've taught private lessons in the Guitar Summit. So yeah, I'm very familiar with the Guitar Summit. Kevin Wilson has asked me to be a part of it so several times. So yeah, of course, once the pandemic lifts, I'm gonna see if it makes sense with my schedule. If it makes sense with my schedule, then by all means, I will definitely be doing a lot of those different clinics and everything once the pandemic is over. Have you ever played with the Hamiltones? Yes, Savage. So if you go and you look, I've worked with Tori Kelly and the Hamiltones together. Teach Me How to Love with Kirk Franklin. Did all that stuff. Have you ever had grillings coming from a guitarist, from elders in the church? Yes. Growing up as a young pup, man, yeah, yes, be on my neck. From elders in the church to early sessions. Example, how did it affect you? So yeah, Dennis, like I had to learn like how you had to learn how to take criticism. Even it like playing at the highest level, you have to learn how to take criticism. One thing my mom used to tell me all the time was you got to take the fish off the bone. Some of the stuff applies to you, some of the stuff doesn't apply to you. You have to learn how to take the fish off the bone. So yeah, I've been grilled. I haven't been one of these guys that's like a child prodigy and like ain't nobody ever never said nothing to me. Like even at the highest level, when I was playing for some of the top ranked artists in the world, sometimes the MD would be like, "Yo, Smooth, like yo, what you doing, bro? That's whack. That chord voicing is whack. Like that's not what we playing." Or I've had MDs be like, "Yo, guitar player, play it again. Guitar player, play it again." And like, I feel like I was singled out. Like sometimes you have to learn how to take your ego out of it and listen to what's being said because sometimes they can see things that you can't see about yourself. So like just like I said, take the fish off the bone. You seem well connected. I am very well connected. Where do you live? How much do you think it matters? So I live currently in Atlanta. I used to live in LA. I lived in LA for 7 years. I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama. I moved from Birmingham to LA to get on with all the major artists, established a relationship. Recently moved to Atlanta because I wanted to buy a house and my wife and I had a brand new baby. So where you at, where you live definitely makes a difference. What I would tell people now with the pandemic and how everything is going, social media will probably be your best friend. A lot of these gigs, a lot of these MDs, they use people that are in their close vicinity. People are not flying people out anywhere anymore. So that's not happening. So you have to kind of sometimes be in the same vicinity, especially if you don't have the relationship. If you don't have the relationship, I'm not about to call you and be like, yo, I got a gig. They're putting a band together. How much does it cost for you? Like, I'm not trying to do all that. So I might find somebody in my same vicinity. So a lot of times vicinity is what's going to get you the gig. So you may have to move to a city. You may have to struggle for a minute. You may have to have money saved up. If that's what you are, you have to realize this is what it's going to be. It's not going to be simple. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. You just have to ask yourself those questions. And once you do that, then you realize that, like, listen, once you get on the ground, you're not there to like smoke and get high and play video games. You're there to work. So you got to figure out how to get on. Once you get on and you establish a relationship, then you can do whatever else you want to do. But you're going there with one focus in order to get on and start working. So that's what you have to do. I've seen a lot of guitar players that come from Berkeley, that come from different sides of the world, different sides of the states, move to LA, and then within 6 months, they're moving back because their focus was not where it needed to be at. If your focus is not where it needs to be at, you're not going to grow in your craft. You're not going to get connected, regardless of how talented you are, regardless of how cool you may think you are. That does not work. All right. So some of the most simple things are the things that are going to help get you on. Being a good people person, looking the part, knowing the music, being reliable, and networking. All right. That was my message for today. Good advice. That's what's up. That's what's up. Does electric skills transfer to acoustic? Yes. There will be some modifications on how you approach when you're playing electric and acoustic, but like the same principles are the same. Okay. How do you personally apply the skills and practice them? So SB, if you go to carriescamp.com/100, I'll show you all of that stuff is in the lessons. I promise you, I'll show you how to do all that stuff. How much for a 3-hour gig in Alabama? Supreme, honestly, like I'm not gigging these days. That's not really what I'm doing. So I'm not gigging. It just depends on what it is. But for the most part, I mean, my wife and I just had a brand new baby. So I'm not really doing anything right now. So like I would have to pass that to somebody else. Amen. All right. Can you play slide? No, I do not play slide guitar. What is the best clean neo soul pedal that you can recommend? If you want to play clean neo soul, you don't even need a pedal. But to answer your question, best, I mean, it just depends. Like I would like to have a nice reverb and maybe a nice delay. That's all I think you would need. Love your music. Thanks for the nuggets and for sharing. Another question I have, how much does spirituality play into your gifting? It plays a huge important part. Like people watch and like, man, when you play, I feel something. I try to tap in. Listen, most of your guitar players that you'll see at the highest level, a lot of times they are spiritual people. They may not go to church every single day, but like even before we walk on stage, it's like we all pray. We have group prayers. We talk about like, positive energy. So I think spirituality definitely taps in a different level. I can take a guy who is tapped in, who may like have a spiritual walk versus a guy that doesn't, and ask him to play the same solo or just to play improv. There's a difference. You can feel the energy. There's a difference with that. So yes, you definitely want to have that kind of level with you. All right. Congratulations, congratulations. I appreciate that. I'm from Toronto, and the R&B scene here isn't very present. It says I've tried getting gigs and performing on the street, but in Ontario, it says you have to be 16 and have to have. Okay, so Zachary, I've actually been to Toronto. I've actually performed in Toronto. I know the scene may be a little different, but you may want to start doing session work, or you may want to think about like, yo, saving up your pennies and maybe coming down to the States and like do like I don't know if you need a visa or some certain situations or whatever, but like you just want to think about, you have to go to the place where the stuff is. I can't say that I want to eat a certain type of fish if I never go fish in that ocean. You got to go to where the stuff is at in order to get it. Hey man, I'm high from ATL as well. That's what's up. Please upload more acoustic R&B playing. So if you want to see plenty of R&B acoustic playing, man, you can just follow me on Instagram. I have plenty of stuff on Instagram. You just may have to go through and find it. But my handle is the same as this right here. It's Kerry Too Smooth. Yo, I'm not about to do a lesson or tutorial on Good Girls by Joe. So like, I appreciate you asking, Les, but like, yo, that's at the bottom of the list, okay? Do you know Jonathan Dubose Jr.? Yes, I know him. He's the best guitar playing church pastor I've ever seen. Yeah, I know Jonathan Dubose Jr. very well. A beginner here. Should I focus on theory or memorization of the board or chord practice? Everything. Peace, bro. Caesar, so you should focus on number one, all of those different things. But what I would say to do is you want to chop it up into small bits, right? So you definitely want to learn the fretboard. You want to memorize the fretboard. Use the reference dots to help you. You definitely want to learn some theory so you know exactly what you're playing and realize that if you understand the theory, that you duplicating the same thing is going to be super simple. So I would just say like you want to practice, break up your practice time. If you're practicing for 2 hours a day, spend 30 minutes on each thing until you get better. It's more important than R&B and gospel. And I don't know what your other question is. So if you could please explain what that means, it's more important. Hey man, if you want to truly discover American country music, what should I listen to? Any names? If you want to discover American country music, go on Spotify and just type that in, or you can go on YouTube and type that in. I'm sure plenty of playlists will come up and you'll just be able to see and hear exactly who the artists are. Dope, 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 dope. Right now, in order to get in Kerry's camp, is $97 for 6 months. Right now, until the end of the month, you really have until the end of the month to do that. So that is Kerry's camp. That is KerysKamp.com/100 to celebrate me reaching, getting 100,000 subscribers. All right, I'm gonna take a few more questions and then I gotta get ready to go. Gotta get ready to go. I'm not that well versed in country, but check out Tyler Child. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. What are your inspirations? It just depends. So, like, it could be something that I hear on the radio. It could be my kids. It could be something I see on YouTube, something I see on Instagram. I have all different types of things. Those glasses looking really cool. What brand? I don't know what brand these glasses are. I think I bought them off of eBay, just the frames. But then I went and I had my guy put a tint on the frame. So the tint is like a grayish tint plus over my prescription. And that was because when I used to be on stage and the lights used to hit, like, it used to be like hella bright and I couldn't see what I was doing. So I asked him to do a gray tint, which became kind of cool. So that's what I did. Which artist would you like to collaborate with right now? Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan, hands down. Like, I love her voice, so I would love to collaborate with Jasmine Sullivan. What pedals do you use? It depends. So for my home setting and like for studio work, a lot of stuff that I do, I use the Boss ME80. If I'm doing fly dates, I use the Helix. And sometimes for tours, just depending on what it is, I have two pedal board setups back there that I use. The best way to copy, come up with, and memorize licks. So Felix, I'm telling you, if you sign up to become a member of Kerry's Camp right now, while it's only $97, you have until the end of the month. It's KerrysKamp.com/100. I show you how to do that, how to develop your own licks, how to memorize your licks and everything. That's what you would have to do. Congrats on 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate that. All right, literally, I'm gonna take one more question and I gotta get ready to go because I love you guys and I will see you guys the next time. What strings do you prefer? Diodarios. All right, that's the last one for today. I love you guys, man. You guys keep doing great. Remember, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Click the bell to be notified. If you want to jump into Kerry's Camp right now, I'm doing a promotion on a special right now because I want to celebrate 100,000 subscribers. You have until the end of the month to sign up for $97 and you have access to it for 6 months. So you should definitely do that. Love you guys. You guys stay good and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.